Hi, I'm Mike Miller, and I want to share with you a ministry that got started probably almost 4 years ago. It was called at that time Allie's House. So let me explain to you what Allie's House is. I met a girl by the name of Allie. She was 20 years old, and her boyfriend had just beat her up. And she was living in her car with her 6-month-old baby. And there was no housing for her in all of Clark County. I was kind of shocked to realize that in a county as big as Clark, that there was no homes for single moms. So, being who I am, I thought, well, let's build one. So we set out, we bought a piece of property that had a house on it that was fire damaged. We tore that house down, we cleared the lot, we hired an architect to design a home for a 7-bedroom house. We hired the engineer to engineer the house, and then we applied for the building permits, and then COVID hit, and we just got stuck. And almost 2 years went by trying to get a building permit. Well, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I do know after 2 years that God must be doing something. So I went to him and I said, Lord, what do you want? And what he shared with me is that I'm not the one that's going to take this over the finish line. Almost like Moses led the children of Israel out of Israel, but he didn't get to take them into the promised land. So we have this desire to build a house. We have the architecture done, we've got the engineering done, and all of a sudden, I ran into this lovely young lady named Heather. Heather has a passion for single moms. And when I told her about Allie's House and she told me about her passion, it was just apparent that she was the one that was going to take this ministry over and lead it into the promised land. I have mixed emotions about this in the fact that I like to finish stuff that I started, but at the same time, I also know that God has a perfect and pleasing will. And Heather was gracious enough to let me join her board. So in some way, I will get to see this finished. But I'm just looking forward to seeing God moving in the lives of young ladies here in Clark County. Now, I would like to introduce to you again, Heather.
Hi guys, I am so excited to see what God has to do here in this ministry. I know that He's called me to plead on behalf of the disenfranchised, the broken, the women and children who don't have a voice. So I am just absolutely thrilled, excited to see what the Lord has for us in this. Thankful that God mended mine and Mike's paths, and I'm thankful that He's on my board, and I'm just so excited to see what God has to do within this ministry.
When we started this ministry 4 years ago, we called it Allie's House. And the reason why we call it Allie's House was because of the young lady that I had met. Her name just got associated with it. It's being changed now because when the Lord called Heather into doing this ministry, He told her the name of the house would be Heather's House. And she actually argued with him about it. But you know, like most times when we argue with God, God wins. So Allie's House is becoming Heather's House, but the mission is still the same. It is to reach the young women in this community. So where this goes, join us. Let's ride this to the end. Thank you.